Welcome, dear viewers, to the single most overly dramatic documentary ever created about creatures who still scream at closed doors. Today, we enter a world where physics is optional, personal boundaries don't exist, and the laws of nature bend around one species that believes it is the center of the universe: cats. Yes, the tiny lions of your living room. And we're watching them in slow motion because, frankly, their normal speed behavior is too fast, too ridiculous, and too emotionally confusing to comprehend. Observe our first overconfident feline, charging into the room like it has paid rent exactly once. In slow motion, the confidence becomes art. Every whisker trembles like it carries ancient wisdom. Every paw steps as if it's reenacting a scene from a high-budget wildlife documentary. And then there it is, the jump. The jump that has been planned for 3 hours, reconsidered 15 times, canceled emotionally, but physically attempted anyway. Fun scientific fact: cats have a riding reflex that allows them to rotate their bodies midair. Another scientific fact: sometimes they just don't feel like using it. Now watch closely as this majestic creature launches itself toward a shelf it definitely shouldn't be on. In slow motion, the moment of regret becomes visible. The ears tilt back, the pupils expand, and you can almost hear the tiny internal voice saying, "I have made a mistake." And yet, nature has gifted them with spring-loaded legs, 500 million neurons dedicated to visual processing, and a powerful ability to pretend nothing happened after they crash. Meanwhile, in the same household, tragedy strikes, a dust particle moves. The cat locks on as if the universe just delivered a personal challenge. This hunting mode is a mix of instinct, athleticism, and total delusion. Cats have been domesticated for 10,000 years, yet they still believe they are apex predators. Yes, Oreo, you are mighty. Yes, Luna, the dust particle fears you. Sure. Zoom in. The slow motion crash begins. Shoulders wiggle. Eyes narrow. Tail vibrates like a Wi-Fi router struggling to find connection. Fun fact: a cat's tail is an emotional antenna, broadcasting exactly what they feel and right now. This one feels chaotic neutral. The pounce begins. Dramatic as a nature documentary narrated by someone who's had too much caffeine. Scientists call this predatory sequence behavior. I call it "Why is the cat launching itself into the wall again?" But our journey does not end with hunting. Oh no, for cats are complex. And sometimes complexity means they will fetch a toy exactly once in their life, then never again, purely to keep you guessing. Here, we witness the ultra-rare phenomenon known as "I'll bring the toy back because I feel generous today." Slow motion reveals a tight grip on the toy, a little gallop, a tail lifted in pride, and then plot twist. The cat runs straight past you like a confused delivery driver who can't find your house. As we dive deeper into the slow-motion jungle of feline unpredictability, the chaos only intensifies. Watch this cat creeping across the room like a highly trained secret agent who has absolutely no plan whatsoever. In slow motion, every step amplifies the drama. The exaggerated shoulder dips, the suspicious tail twitches, the full body hesitation that says, "Something here is definitely dangerous." And it is probably my own imagination. Fun fact: cats have a specialized collarbone that lets them squeeze through almost any space their head can fit, which explains why they confidently attempt to slide between objects that clearly disagree with their geometry. Now witness the mysterious invisible enemy scenario, where the cat abruptly leaps straight up like it's been launched by surprise rocket boosters. Scientists suggest cats react to sudden sensory input, but let's be honest, sometimes they just get startled by their own thoughts. Slow motion captures every millisecond of airborne panic, every dramatically spread toe bean, every rotating ear desperately trying to process absolutely nothing. The landing is equally majestic and equally ridiculous. often featuring the classic pretend I meant to do that cleanup phase. Shift your gaze to the kitchen, where the cat discovers an empty bowl and reacts as if world hunger must be solved immediately. In slow motion, the emotional presentation becomes theatrical, the tragic stare, the gentle paw tap, the slow, solemn glance toward the camera as if requesting international assistance. Scientific fact: cats evolved to meow specifically for humans, shaping their vocal patterns to mimic the frequency of a crying infant. Emotional fact: you still fall for it every time. On the other side of the house, chaos blooms again as the cat engages in the traditional midnight hallway sprint, except now captured in perfect slow-motion glory. Each stride stretches into a dramatic sequence of elongated limbs and flapping fur, revealing that zoomies contain exactly zero logical thought. Researchers say these sudden bursts help release built-up energy, but in slow motion, it just looks like the universe pressed the wrong button on their internal settings. Finally, marvel at the cat, settling into an impossibly tiny box with the determination of a creature, proving a point to physics itself. The slow-motion full dance squish maneuver showcases flexibility that defies reasonable understanding. Fun fact: squeezing into small spaces helps reduce stress by limiting incoming stimuli. Meanwhile, the box is clearly too small, the cat is clearly too large, and the commitment is clearly unstoppable. And so, our slow-motion saga continues, filled with scientific wonders, comedic disasters, and the eternal truth that cats exist purely to confuse and entertain us. Now shift your attention to the windowsill, where a cat suddenly spots a bird outside. Instant transformation. The pupils expand to tactical size. The tail starts flicking like a malfunctioning metronome, and the cat begins the famous chittering ritual. Scientists think this sound reflects frustration or instinctive killing behavior, but slow motion exposes the real reason. It's the sound of a brain buffering. Next, witness the phenomenon known as gravity denial. Our subject casually rolls onto its back, stretches, then slowly begins sliding off the couch like a melting marshmallow. Slow motion captures every moment of the descent. One paw tries to hold on. One paw gives up completely. The tail debates whether to help, and the face remains absolutely calm, as if falling is a part of the plan. If you're enjoying this chaotic symphony of slow-motion felines, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We drop new videos every week and bonus clips almost every day, packed with more dramatic leaps, scientific nonsense, and high-quality cat chaos. Hit that subscribe button, join our community, and never miss your weekly dose of slow-motion cat insanity.